Alright guys, so we have a Samsung dryer. Check this out. So this unit, it runs without being activated and it does not heat. And the reason for that, it is a stuck relay, and I'm going to show you how to unstuck it. Now sometimes you have to either replace the board or remove the relay and replace it. So to gain access, as you see, a few Phillips screws in the back, and you can tilt the front of that forward. You do have two connectors. My angle was not perfect, but you squeeze and pull. Be gentle and set that aside. Sorry about the angle. And you also want to check for voltage. We do have 240, and you want to check both sides. So always checking from hot to neutral, and then again from hot to neutral. So power was good, so we move forward to the dryer. You always want to start at the breaker. I knew there was an issue with the dryer in this case, but you always want to start, make sure you have proper voltage before you start digging. So you have one screw, it holds the board down, and you just lift it up. And what I'm doing right now is removing the wire connector, 2 wires, and just be gentle. And you're going to put your meter to continuity, where you can hear the beep. Now you're going to test each pins on the relay, and you do not want to hear continuity. So that's good. Put it back. We're going to go to the motor one. I think that was the element. I use a needle nose. Makes it a lot easier to remove it. Be gentle. So we did not get continuity here as well, which is good. So what was causing that? When the element wire, the one that's in front of it, my theory is it was holding a charge, a very low charge that was activating the coil voltage. So when I disconnected both of them, it discharged and it freed the relay. So the contact inside the relays were released. So now what I'm doing here is plugging back in. This is a temporary test. Be careful that you don't slide your console off. Now remember, the board is live. Do not touch anything on that board. You will be zapped. Everything's pretty covered over, but you do have capacitors and they will zap you. Doing a quick test. So we're going to connect the wire back because we did not connect one wire back on the relay. Now here we go. So be careful with these wires because they are live. And what I was trying to do here, if the relay was stuck, the motor would kick on as soon as I do that. But it unstuck and the relay was freed. So we were fine. Once that was connected, everything was fine. So you can always do that first with yours. And we're going to do a quick test here. Beautiful. So unit tested pretty good. So we're gonna unplug again, and we're gonna secure the board, and we're gonna call this one fixed. Now, in your case, if you plug it back in after you do this, and you're still getting the dryer running, then you would have to remove or replace the board. That would be the fix for that. So I will have a video soon on replacing the relay. I do have them on washers. So pretty straightforward. You do have to access it from the back. In this case, this board was not available, which is kind of weird. So I had the parts with me. I would have done it for the customer, but it turned out that I was able to save this board without actually replacing it. So, and always unplug your dryer. That's your first reset. And then if not, sometimes you can even tap those relays, get a screwdriver with the unit unplugged and just tap it gently. And sometimes you can unstuck the relays. The relay is nothing more than a contact switch, and sometimes they get stuck in the on position. So always do your due diligence and check those things. Make sure you connect your wires back. Keep it nice and clean. I'm going to do one final test, I think. So now we're securing everybody. Don't over-torque the screws, they're just going in metal and plastic, so you don't want to crack the plastic housing, so just be gentle. And I'm going to secure the dryer vent as well while I'm there. On those vents, guys, if you have one of those rigid vents, make sure that you do not push your dryer too far back to the wall. I'm not a big fan of those. They do work if you have the room and everything, but if not, they will bend or kinked, and when they do, they will cause a long dry time. So I'm not a big fan just because of that. So while I was there, I was checking her dryer, and one leg was shorter. So I said, why not just go ahead and adjust that for her? She didn't ask, but it needed to be done, so I did it. I will also list parts that would cause this to act up, and for dryer that's not heating, dryer that's not starting, and dryer that's running with the plug just plugged in. I will list all the parts that would cause it to act up. So, alright guys, hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching.